morning, everyone. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday, or not holiday, but spring break. And happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Today we're going to go over some motorcycle maintenance and safety. Topics we'll cover today are going to be some tire safety, maintenance and lubrication, lighting and brake and battery maintenance, and drinking and riding. First, we're going to take a look at a tire here. You want to make sure before you get on your motorcycle that you check your tire pressure first of all, and check for any cracks or damages in your tires, and make sure that you can at least take a dime and stick in the thread of the tread, and at least covers at least halfway of the dime. If your dime does not, or the tread does not come at least halfway of the dime, you need to go ahead and replace your tire, even though Harley-Davidson recommends that you can go to 1/32, which is basically a ball tire. And you don't want to be riding around on two wheels with a ball tire. So check your air pressure, change your tires as necessary to remain safe. Next, we're going to move on to checking your brakes on your bike. And both of your brakes are located on your right side. One on the right side of the handlebar and one on your right foot. And you want to check these bullseyes right here and make sure they're at least 3/4 of the way full with .4 brake fluid. That's the recommended brake fluid for motorcycles. Don't go and put .3 in your brake reservoirs, because that is recommended for vehicles. Next, we're going to move on to make sure that you can identify your parts when lubricating and changing your oil. First, you want to be able to change your oil by locating your dipstick and knowing where the full sign is and the fill sign is. And identifying where your oil filter is. This is a very simple process to do. You just take an oil filter wrench and stick on it and turn it. Sometimes they're in tight spots, so you can't really get to them, but the best ingenuity that I found to get around situations like that is that I would take a long screwdriver and just punch a hole in it and kind of twist it, and it will turn right off, because sometimes it's very hard to get any spaces and get things in there to turn, to loosen it up. And when you put a new one back on, make sure you only make it hand tight, because due to the heat of this engine right here and the oil circulating through the filter, it will actually seize it up and make it tighter, so it will bond a seal really good. Next, we have a chart of Harley-Davidson recommendations. And basically, you can use these recommendations for any motorcycle. Basically, I would keep these two in mind. This one right here. Above 30 degrees Fahrenheit and below 40 degrees Fahrenheit with the weight oil. As long as you're using a 20W50 weight motor oil and a 10W40, I think you should basically be fine. Reason being is because you will want to use these two different weights of oil, is that in the wintertime, you want a thinner oil to be able to turn over. You don't want a real thick oil, so you can get your fluids flowing properly. But these are some other recommendations. I think they're a little bit on the stringent side, but hey, to each his own. But these two are your best ones right here, which is this one and this one right here. Next, we're going to take a look at changing your air cleaner. And this part right here, number 6, is your air cleaner. What you would do is you would take these two bolts right out here and pull this air cleaner off, and take this off and spray it down with some cold water and use some 409 spray or citrus orange spray, and all the grime and stuff will fall off of this. This will also increase your horsepower and your miles per gallon on your motorcycle. This is an actual picture of what a V-twin motorcycle looks like on a Harley or any type of cruiser motorcycle. Again, this is your air filter. You pull 2 bolts out and pull it off and replace and clean. Okay, here's some lighting. Make sure that you change your lighting. You want to be seen out on the road. You want to be seen. You're on 2 wheels, so all you do is pop the screws out, change the bulbs, put it back in. Battery. You want to change your battery or tender your battery, charge your battery, because a motorcycle does not have an alternator like a car. It has a stator, and the only way your battery is going to be charged is through riding. So make sure you charge your battery when you're not using it. This is a no-no right here. I've seen lots of accidents due to this right here, and lots of fatalities. And I'm going to show you a little picture that might be a little bit graphic, but this is what happened to my friend last year down at the Galveston bike rally because he had too much alcohol to drink. He ran into a telephone pole. And that's all that I want to share with you all today. I hope you guys got some valuable information out of that.
Thank you. Questions for Robin? What happened to your friend? Did he survive okay?
Actually, my friend that I met when I very first came to Texas, he showed me around. I didn't know too much. He was a really experienced rider. And I would have never thought that he would have consumed so much alcohol, that he would have done that to himself. But we went down to he was supposed to meet me down at the bike rally last year, and he got with a crowd that was doing a whole bunch of heavy drinking. They were drinking heavy liquor, and he lost control of the motorcycle on the seawall, and the motorcycle hit the pole and actually went over the seawall, and he was dead before the rescue and the ambulance people could even get on the scene. So it was a little bit traumatizing for me. I've seen a lot of people go down on motorcycles basically due to alcohol. But this one really touched home because this guy was so close to me. And I learned so much from him about motorcycle riding.
Don't you find it weird? I've been to this rally before in Galveston. Why they serve so much alcohol when there's so many riders?
I have yet to figure that out.
It almost seems as if it should be illegal.
It's something that happens every year.
Oh my goodness.
They're not really checking on consumption.
There's so much money in alcohol sales, and defense attorneys making money from people running in and killing people, that I think that all of this is playing a big part of some type of conspiracy or a cycle to make money, basically. Yes.
What got you into motorcycles? Because I really see that you have a love for motorcycles.
Well, I started off riding dirt bikes when I was a kid. Actually, I didn't even have a dirt bike. I had a frame that somebody's dad built and put a lawnmower engine on it, and I used to ride around. And my friend, they would be having dinner, and they would want me to go home, and I would still be in the backyard riding this little go-kart motorcycle around in the backyard. So that was my first experience with riding a motorcycle, and I laid that down a couple times. And over the years, I just gradually developed and moved on to dirt bikes, go-karts, whatever kind of, I guess you could say I have a need for speed. But I've had a couple mishaps myself, and it taught me and gave me a lot of experience out here, especially in these neighborhoods. If you're planning on riding, make sure that you slow down in these intersections and things, because when you least suspect it, someone will pull out in front of you. And you want to have enough time to stop and brake yourself in case this happens. I've had a couple accidents myself since I've been in Texas on North Park Drive. I've had someone just doing their makeup in their car and just look up and traffic's not even moving, just slam right in the back of me and knock me off the motorcycle. I've T-boned into people that right here on North Park, DUI, and totaled one motorcycle since I've been here. And I didn't think I was going to ride again, but I guess it's in my blood, so I got back on and I rode again.
Any other questions? Thank you, Robin.